Hello everyone and welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic. Thank you so much for joining me today. You'll notice that we are almost level 29, which is quite a bit higher than the last time we left off. Part of the reason is I completed all of the elite quests in Red Ridge. I was fortunate enough to find a group of people to finish those up with, so we gained quite a bit of experience there. And I also did some introductory quests here in Duskwood. So the first couple quests were just basically killing a bunch of under-level spiders and wolves. Some of them were great quests. And I didn't think it was very interesting content at all because the enemies were quite a bit lower and it was just a lot of tedious wolf and spider slaying way out to the west. So I've done a few things here in Duskwood to get us going. I've also followed up on the Legend of Stalvin, which if any of you are familiar with that quest chain, it's a huge fetch quest where you're just running from place to place and collecting objects and turning them in. And now I have what is part of the last part of the chain, which as you can see is red. So today we're going to work on the Night Watch and Ghost Hair Thread. So let's take a look. As commander of the Night Watch, it is my sworn duty to protect the citizens of Darkshire. Stormwind has retracted their commissioned guards from their post here, leaving us to our own devices. If you feel worthy of the task, we need your help. Assist the Night Watch by venturing forth into Tranquil Gardens, just south of Darkshire, and slaying 8 Skeletal Warriors and 6 Skeletal Mages. Alright, just to the south, and I think as we do that, we should also be able to find Ghost Hair Thread. There is a poor, sad spirit, Blind Mary, who haunts an old farmhouse in the hills south of Darkshire. Here, take this spectral comb and ask Blind Mary to comb her hair. Then bring back the comb, and I will glean from it the ghost hair I'll need for the thread. And if you actually just love the zone of Duskwood and you want to see just the full playthrough of every quest from the beginning, it would be good to check out the warrior playthrough that I did. We did quite a bit here in Duskwood, much more than we'll probably end up doing on the priest, just because I've already taken care of those introductory quests, and so you'll probably be missing out on a little bit of what story there is. Alright, so here are the mages. I bet that house back there on the map was probably a Blind Mary's. We'll get it when we head back. I've played a little bit of the pre-Shadowlands events and quests on the PTR, and I think they're pretty cool. I had contemplated making a video for those quests that lead us into the Shadowlands the same way I made a video for Exile's Reach, but when I played through the first few, there were some placeholder cinematics and just really big chunks missing that would affect your comprehension of the story and what's going on unless you had found that information in an outside source like I did. So I don't think I'm going to do any more videos on the PTR. I think I'm going to wait for the actual pre-patch when we get to see all the cinematics and all the events play out as they're intended by Blizzard. But if you guys have the time and you have an active WoW account, installing the PTR and checking the stuff out that's going on for the pre-Shadowlands event is worth it. It's a lot of fun. It does have some good story, but be warned, you know, all the cutscenes are either missing or just filled with placeholder cutscenes.
I can't cast that yet.
Basically what cinched it for me is right away you're sent to confront Nathanos Blightcaller, like at his home. He seems to be waiting for you there. And so you go and confront him, and then after the fight ends, it's this big fight. You need an elite group for it. You do the fight, and then, you know, there's supposed to be a cutscene there, and without the cutscene, it's just very vague what happened, and you have to glean what happened from the follow-up quest text, which isn't the way that I want to experience that story leading into Shadowlands, and I don't think it's the preferred way most of us would want to experience the story. But if you want to check out the zombie invasion, which you might be familiar with if you played the pre-patch leading into Wrath of the Lich King, the zombie invasion is kind of fun. See, some of these guys are also not worth experience. Which is okay. Now that I'm kind of caught up to where the quests are at least all going to be green and yellow, we should be good. I hope we don't confront too many more guys that are not worth experience. That being said, we're getting close to level 30. As far as gold, I don't know that we're really on track for gold to get our mount, but we're doing better than we have on any other character. So I'm optimistic. Like how he just spawned right next to us. It was nice of him to ignore us for long enough for us to get away. We have Shackle Undead, which I put on a keybind as if I was going to use it. And then I really have never had call to use it. I guess if we were like lower level than these guys and we had to deal with multiple enemies in one pull, we could use it here. Just kind of curious to see what it looks like. Oh yeah, okay. Yep, I remember now. It's actually a really cool spell effect, especially for Classic. I don't think anything has changed with our gear at all. We haven't exactly gotten any upgrades from the quests that I've been doing here in Duskwood. I think that everything is still basically the same. Tailoring, we really need silk, and obviously I'm not fighting a lot of people who are at level to drop silk for us. We've had some luck, but we could still use wool for skill ups. But probably not to make anything of use. Even this stuff that is orange is not better than what we have. So I don't know that we'll be making ourselves any upgrades for the foreseeable future, but I do plan to eventually farm up some more wool and some more silk and make sure we at least keep it leveled up, even if right now nothing is useful for us to actually equip. Because eventually it will be a good source of equipable gear, at least that's what I'm hoping for. This would obviously be a decent spot for me to farm some wool, as long as there weren't a lot of other players on it. I'm always like questioning whether undead drop cloth, but I guess they do. They're humanoid-ish. But I wonder if their drop rate is somewhat less because, you know, they're undead. It's like whatever cloth clings to their desiccated bodies is what we get to loot. Is not a lot. We're picking up skeletal fingers for the totem of infliction. And we also need to fight some more spiders, and the ghouls are going to be over in the graveyard to the north. So that's a quest that we'll end up completing whenever we head that way for other quests. I'm not going to shoot over there right away, right this moment. But it's nice that we can get some of the skeletal fingers from these guys. Alright, we don't need to farm the fingers here. Let's head back to the north. We'll check out that little house on the map, and I'm assuming that's where Blind Mary is at. Oh, there she is. Oh, yeah, that's right. She's not actually an aggressive mob at this point. She is just gonna let us turn the quest. Alright, well, we need some of your hair. If only I had a mirror. Alright. We're gonna take the... So, this quest, again, you guys are coming into the middle of a storyline that I've done many, many times. There's a wizard, well, a necromancer really to the north who we're kind of working for, trying to put some things together. Little do we know that he's a real jerk, so we're kind of doing some quests for him, and this is a part of that. But again, on our other characters, we've done more thorough playthroughs of Duskwood. It is one of my favorite zones. It's just that once you're out level for it, a lot of it is not very engaging, and we've done it a few different times. I think pretty soon on the list of things to do is going to be Scarlet Monastery Library. If I can get so lucky as to find a group for that, I'll be extremely excited. One of my favorite dungeons is the, well, any of the Scarlet Monastery dungeons really. So we'll see how that goes.
Well met.
I can make a spool of ghost hair thread with this and have a few strands to spare. Here are some coins. Here's your thread. It has 1,000 uses, from binding evil spirits to sewing life into inanimate objects. Exactly.
Farewell.
Sewing life into inanimate objects. What kind of person would want to do such a thing? I wonder. And I wonder why we would facilitate it. Except for a bit of coin and a little experience.
What can I do for you?
I'm getting reports of an undead infestation in the forest. If you're up to the job, journey to the Ravenhill graveyard and slay 15 of those vile skeletal fiends and 15 skeletal horrors. There are also reports of skeletons just south of Darkshire, and around the Tranquil Garden Cemetery. What's always, like, funny to me is when in the quest text that the NPC says, they tell you exactly how many they want you to kill. It's just always like overly specific. If you were a commander in charge of a garrison and you wanted to seek help from you know, mercenaries and whatnot, I don't know, I feel like, would you be so specific as to say 15, or would it be more along the lines of go annihilate as many as you can, bring back some sort of proof or witnesses? I just don't know. Now, if it were a bounty board, that would make sense, but verbally telling someone 15 and 15 just sounds like a weird, arbitrary number. But okay, she wants 15. And I think this is where we could probably head out to the cemetery and find all of these guys. For both the Totem of Infliction and this next part of the Night Watch. Skeletal Fiends and Skeletal Horrors. Well, that's the Ravenhill Cemetery. Maybe well, back around the house, around Blind Mary's hut, we had seen the horrors. I don't know that we saw the fiends there. But let's go have a look. Okay, so there are some skeletal horrors. Oh, hi. Shooting through us to hit the enemy we did not even see. So the horrors are here. That's fine. And there were mages in the cemetery itself, but I didn't see any fiends. I'll go check again.
That's straight to Georgia.
Yeah, we'll get some high ground and look all around, but I don't remember seeing fiends. Pretty sure we're gonna have to go out to the Raven Hill Cemetery for that, but quest doesn't say that, so. Yeah, these are mages. Just the mages and warriors that we've already known about. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take us out to the Raven Hill Cemetery, and we're going to see what we can find out there. Alright, let's check out what's going on over at the Raven Hill Cemetery. Right away I have a horror, and I have a fiend. Okay. That's unusual. It doesn't say anything about the Raven Hill Cemetery in the quest, and if you were only looking in the Tranquil Garden Cemetery, or you were only looking south of Darkshire, then you would not find any fiends, and you'd only find a handful of horrors. Not sure what's up with that quest wording, but glad I remembered they were out here. The good thing is everybody out here should be worth experience, so we can keep benefiting from Spirit Tap. And we're getting skeletal fingers. We can fight the spiders around here too, and there should be ghouls just north of us. So we could do these quests together, basically. Pretty sure we can find ghouls that we can take on around here. Let's see how fast we can carve through these guys, just because we need so many. We could probably throw down a couple smites and be fine with our mana. I just don't know if it would defeat them any faster than wanding, or if the difference would be at all noticeable. We can find out.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Well, it's not going to help when we're taking knockback. That's not a fair comparison. I did train level 28 spells, so all of our spell ranks should be current. We're running into many more horrors than we are fiends. Let's look over here.
It's too far away.
I think we're fine just using our wand. An old history book. Although the cover of this book is marred by scratches and caked with mud, the words History of Stormwind can still be read along its spine. Upon opening the book, the seal of the Stormwind Library is clearly stamped on the book's first page. It looks like someone checked out this book and never returned it. Return the book to the Stormwind Library. Yeah, we can do that. What level is that? That is going to be something we'll want to do probably before we hit level 30. I was thinking maybe we'd wait till we need to train level 30 spells, but I can definitely get us there before that. It's not very far. Can we actually read it? No, it does not look like it. So it's not an actual book that we can get any cool lore from. Just starts a quest. Got it. Ooh, hi. Can we get vials of spider venom from you? Oh, shit. Targeted the wrong guy. Let's bubble while we sort that out. You know what? Might be one of the few times we get to use it. Oh, it didn't even work. Or it did, and... And now we're stunned? I don't know. It's turning into quite a shit show from what I thought was going to be perfectly fine.
I need more men.
He's resisted every attempt to use Shadow Word Pain on him. I don't get it. Alright, and then the spider is... okay, right here.
Not ready yet.
Alright, that was probably more difficult than it had to be. I blame my attempt to be clever and to actually use Shackle Undead. We will pull that back out if we are fighting at level or higher level than us enemies who also happen to be undead, which we'll probably try to avoid doing. Random grave robbers, and they're fine hanging out like right next to the undead? That is strange. It'd be nice to see enemies that were both aggressive against us act aggressively towards each other when it made sense. Here's a ghoul. We could get ghoul fangs from these flesh eaters, I hope. I'm kind of just gonna... I want to kill at least 4 or 5 to see if we can get the fangs from them or not. I mean, they are ghouls. I'm assuming we can get the fangs from them, but it could be they just have a really low drop rate. There we go. Proof of concept. Okay, good. Oh, the flesh-eating worms. Ugh. Oh, I hate these things. Okay. Only the... which ones drop those? I don't know. I think only specific... maybe it's just the rotted ones. They drop the worms. If we could avoid fighting any of those, that'd be great. The worms are really annoying. Well, seeing that we can get everything we need for this quest right in this general area here, I see no reason why we should head back before all this is done. That being said, it could get a little tedious. We're going to be fighting a lot of ghouls and a lot of skeletons and a lot of spiders. So, I think we're going to use the magic of editing here. Alright, we are back in Darkshire after a crap ton of ghoul, skeleton, and spider slaying. We have completed the Totem of Infliction and the Night Watch.
Well met.
People of Darkshire, thank you. You have proven yourself to be a great ally. The situation in Raven Hill is still grim. The safety of Darkshire is in your hands. I don't have enough watchers to keep the town safe. We need you to dispatch for Raven Hill yet again and rid the Eastern Mausoleum of 20 plague spreaders. Alright, so we're going underground for that one. We will get a 10 slot bag, which we can definitely use because we still have some 6 slot bags equipped, sadly. Wouldn't it be nice to be a hunter? Look at that quiver. Alright, so that's our follow-up.
Safe travels.
Do that. What level is that one? Oh good, it's at level with us. So going into that mausoleum might actually be interesting. The mob density is kind of high down there. Maybe we'll find a group and just plow through a bunch of enemies. Could be fun. And let's turn in the Totem of Infliction.
You need something?
Very wise of you. This Totem of Infliction will help to protect you against the evil which lurks throughout Azeroth and beyond. When you feel threatened, hold this totem and take comfort in its magical aura. Be brave, fair priest. You will need all the courage you can muster, for I see much bloodshed in your future. Yeah, we're gonna sell this immediately, but yeah,
Light
we'll clutch it
bless
to
you.
our chest whenever we sense danger, like right now. Stitch is about to arrive. Alright, what else did she have?
Light be with you.
Ah, yes. She'll be our turn-in for Legend of Stelvan when we do end
Go
up
with
finding
honor.
the ring. I'm actually going to, after this, I'm going to check out South Shore. I think that Hillsbrad will probably be the next place where we kind of start fresh. I'm hoping that if some of the quests are green there, that none of them are gray the way a couple of the quests were gray when I first got into Duskwood. Hoping to avoid that with Hillsbrad. And if that's the case, we'll start off at Hillsbrad next time. And we'll come back here to do some of these quests. Obviously, we'll wrap up the ones that we have that are green and the ones that are yellow. We can wait a little while. But I would like to get into Hillsbrad. It's a zone that I like a lot, and it's a zone that I've done a lot less time in than I've done in Duskwood. So I'm hoping that works out for us. As always, let me know what you think. And thank you guys so much for being here today and for supporting me. It really means a lot. Take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other, and we will see you again soon. Bye now.